guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wayne Gaming. It's 70 No Man on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Roads Yet Traveled, Marrick's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome awards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. So wait, are you considered young then? You're only, what, 33? 34. And no, not really. I'm still well an adult by Carain standards, as are the rest of your guardians. Huh, I guess that makes sense. I mean, they all have pretty impressive jobs and all. Still, all that time. Rias? What? What is it? Would you like to talk about this? I noticed you were, well, not doing well. Not doing... Oh, right. Fuck, that really is kind of creepy at times. The looming, the heart rate monitoring, all of it actually. No, not really. Not right now, at least. Do you mind if we move on, in fact? Of course, Rias. He walks me back to the central table and logs all of what he's learned so far. Or at least I imagine that's what he's doing. Actually, now I'm curious about it. Hey, Marowin? Yes? Can I ask what you're writing? Of course. I'm just writing down my notes, adding them to your file, and seeing if there are any other results from any of the earlier tests. Earlier tests? Yes. No, mostly your blood tests. Makes sense. It's good I have my own file, though, in case I were to have another medical incident while here. Wait. I've had 2 already, haven't I? Sorry, I got another question. No worries, Rias. What is it? When I first got here and got, well, apprehended... Yes? Well, I got a pretty bad cut, but now it's mostly gone. Was that Carain medicine, or... Ah. Yes. It seems like maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. The dog gets up from his monitor and turns to me, leaning in just a bit. That was the emergency team's doing. In a panic, they used a device on you to seal your wound shut. Mind you, I was not consulted on this as I was not present, and I would not have recommended its use if I were. But since you were losing blood and they saw no alternative, they acted. Why not? Didn't it work? Well, yes, and I'm glad for it. I'd hate for you to have a scar from that. Well, a physical one at least. But the machine had only been used on Carain previously, so using it on an alien was very risky. Who knows what side effects you could have had, or how dangerous it could have been for you. Can I see it? Huh? No, you cannot. You cannot see? It left no scars. What? No, sorry, the machine. Oh, yes, I believe I have one lying around here. Getting up, he checks a few drawers before coming back to me with a surprisingly small device. This is an auto-stitcher, although the name belies its true functionality. What it's actually doing is connecting skin tissues and trying to create a flawless bridge between a cut. It merely looks as though we're stitching while being used. It's not a pleasant process, mind you, but it is fast. Thank you, Neil. So they use that on me? It doesn't look too dangerous. Well, it can just as easily cause damage when not used correctly. You do not want to see what it looks like when someone accidentally stitches their part of their leg. That's never fun to clean up. Ah. Well, that is impressive. We didn't have anything like that back home, not that I know of at least. And just a good old normal stitches for us. We still use normal stitches as well sometimes. Auto stitchers aren't cheap. Is anything on the station cheap? Ha! No, not really. Well, maybe some things, but nothing important. I take it a lot of things around here are important? Yes, there is fascinating research being done here daily, not just by the Carain you've met. Yeah, about that, Doc. I was wondering, could you tell me about some of that? Or at least about what goes on here? Why do you ask? That felt cold. Well, I'm just curious. All I know is that you were the head doctor and that the chief was working on something big before I got here in whatever department he works in. What does he do exactly? Professor Seno works in the particle physics lab. Mind you, he also works on advanced robotics, computational astrophysics, neuro-based AI languages, synthetic materials, and biotics, as well as a few other things in his free time. He's a doctor and all those things? Well, no, he's 147, Rias. He has hobbies. Hobbies? Yes. Well, he might not be an expert in every field, he is still highly regarded. If you must know, though, he is at the top of his field in particle physics, advanced robotics, and neural-based systems. That is way too much to take in. Still, it's beyond impressive. It seems like Tyr really is all he seems to be. So, is the project he's working on in the physics field then? Huh, I can't tell you that, Rias. Not yet. Worth another shot. But really, Doc, that's amazing. And he taught you? Huh? I mean, he's your father, yes? Did he teach you his, hobbies? Oh, huh. Professor Seno has taught me a great deal of things, but he allowed me to focus on medicine. Advanced physics usually goes over my years a bit. Years a bit, okay. Why does he call him that? Professor Seno, isn't he just his dad? He said I could call him by his first name. Surely Marrow can too, right? Maybe I shouldn't ask. It might be a sore subject. Well, maybe you can tell me about something else. Like, can you tell me more about neurals, maybe? Did Tyr ever teach you about those? I did not explain them well enough before. What else are you curious about? Well, you said that they can be used to do some things that monitors do, but it was a bit vague. I was wondering if you could maybe explain it a bit more. Sure. Well, the main use of neurals is to integrate with technology and allow for greater use of some tools. In the case of a bionic limb, one would be able to use a simple model without a neural. But with a neural, a greater variety of models are available. Second, Neil. And if someone without a neural were to implant a newer prosthetic, they might just suffer from a lack of functionality. Nothing fatal, mind you. Is he trying to say that they're dependent on how much you can afford? I'm sure that's just my human-addled mind trying to put a definition to it. But it does all seem very expensive, especially after what Rune said too. Would he have been stuck with some shitty non-functional arm if he wasn't employed? Sorry, I'm still a bit confused. I'm still a bit confused. So, is it hard to get a neural? Are they expensive, or? Well, most people don't really need to get a neural. The fact that most of the Carain you've met have one so far is very surprising. It's not something a civilian would need in the day-to-day. Unless, of course, they needed a new limb or to integrate with some new machine. What do you mean by integrate? Have you seen how Marrick works? Well, what do you mean? His monitor. It only displays a few screens, and yet he uses more than that. Oh, so I wasn't imagining that. Yeah, I think so. Why? Well, that is how his neural is interfacing with his monitor, through his eye. And while most people have monitors, not everyone has the kind of model that would be enhanced by neural usage. So, is it mainly monitors and biotics that need neurals to function, or is there other stuff? The only reason you need a neural is if you were getting a biotic prosthetic. They just also help with some other advanced monitors and military-grade hardware. Ah, military. I guess I knew they would have one since Marrick's a lieutenant or whatever, but still. With 3 habitable planets, I can't imagine it's always an easy thing to take care of. I wonder if they've had a war in space yet. I hope not. I mean, it'd be kind of cool, though. In a morbid kind of way, where dogs are shooting lasers from spaceships and... Rias? What? Shit, I was too busy daydreaming about space buds, the Alrain Wars, to hear what he said. Yeah, sorry, I was, it's fine, Rias. I figured. I can feel my face becoming flesh for some damn reason. Why is that so embarrassing? Less that he called me out on it, but more than that he expected it. I was just curious if you had any other questions. We talked for so long that Marrick will be here soon. I might have to squeeze in another test after lunch. Other questions? He hasn't been super specific about neurals, but I guess he might not understand all of it himself. Maybe there's something else I can ask. Oh! Hey, Doc? I do have another question if you don't mind. Of course, Rias. What is it? Does Tyr have a neural? No. Why? Well, you said that they can be used to integrate with monitors and scientific hardware. Wouldn't that be useful for him? Rias. That's why I'm around. Wait, what? What do you mean? If he needs something done with a neural, he'll usually just ask me to do it. What? But aren't you busy with your work? Well, sometimes yes, but it's okay. As far as I'm concerned, the work he's doing is far more important than the research being done here. At least until you showed up, of course. That being said, I still do need to help him out every once in a while. Does Doc not value his work, or is he just serious about how important Tyr's work is? I'm surprised that he goes so far as to drop what he's doing at any given moment. But I suppose it's a chain of command kind of thing. And anyways, Doc said he has assistants, so I imagine they just pick up the work for him when he's not there. Well, I'd love it if you could tell me about it sometime. But I understand if it's all very secretive right now. It is, but do not fear. As soon as the opportunity arrives, I will let you know what I can. How many people know what Tyr's doing anyways? I know Marrick and Rune don't. They seem fairly knowledgeable about most things. Well, some things. Very few people right now, Rias. It's nothing to be worried about, though, if you are. It's more due to the fact that we still don't know if the test was a success. Oh, right. Is Tyr still upset about that? You could say that. He's occupied working on it, so no need to worry. Yeah, none of what he said assuaged my intrigue about anything, but I won't push it. Doc doesn't seem like the kind of person to gossip. Well, actually, at least not gossip too much. Alright, I'll get off your tail about it. Did you have anything else planned for today? You said Marrick might be here soon, right? Do you think we could do more tests to help me find out what I can and can't eat? No worries, Rias. You did not bother me one bit, and yes, Marrick should be arriving shortly. As far as tests go, they might have to wait until tomorrow. I had other things planned for today, sorry. It's fine, no rush. I don't think he understood me, as he gives me a fledgling smile before turning back to his monitor to finish writing some things down. Damn learning AI. I'm not even sure how to begin to explain every saying or expression that might accidentally jump off of my mouth. I can barely stop myself half the time. But it's not an issue, I just have to be more careful, I guess. Knock, knock, knock. Everyone slowly turns to the door before sauntering over to check who it is. You gonna let me in, or... Oh, Officer Marrick, late as usual. Yes, please, come in. Late? Ha! Doc, you can count every tick if you want, but at least I remembered to bring lunch. Yes, we should count even the smallest victories for you. Alright, Doc, you made your point. Too much? Sorry, please come in. Thank you for bringing lunch. Yeah, I don't understand them at all. But with that out of the way, Marrick comes in and drops the tray down in front of me. And nothing new. So, Doc, I know you got assistants. Why have me running all around the station just to bring you food, huh? Miss me that much? Miss you? I just thought you could use some exercise. Whatever. How's all this going? It's going well. Just simple tests right now. Taking their weight, height, and some vitals again. Just to monitor for the future. I didn't ask Rias, but you did say you were an adult, so I kind of assumed you won't be growing much more, will you? What? What a silly question. But no, that makes sense to ask. Oh, no. But don't worry too much if my weight changes from day to day. That kind of just happens. I will note that, thank you. Hey, Marrick, how are you here anyways? Aren't you busy today? I am. What? Questioning why I'd bother spending time coming to help you out? Suddenly I wish he wasn't here. I wonder why. No. I'm just finishing up some paperwork today. I don't get back out to real work till tomorrow. Trust me, this was a welcome excuse. Didn't you have enough time for that the last few days? You'd think that, wouldn't you? But no. At least that's not what the old chief thinks. Or at least what he's telling me. But at least now that I'm back in my office, I can finish some of it up a bit faster. No. There's no distractions. You? Getting distracted? Perish the thought. Well, I can't understand whatever the fuck you just said. I know it was an insult, kid. Watch it. Next time He stops as his eyes meet Doc's, who has a less than welcoming expression. Can you two please, for 5 minutes, just enjoy lunch? We're fine, Doc. Yeah. I was just threatening him. Nothing to worry about. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!